Today on Design Santa Barbara, we have Laura Welby, the professor of interior design from Santa Barbara City College. She has picked 3 of her best students, and would you please introduce them to us?
I sure would. These are 3 of my top students in interior design. Linda Selfridge is here, and she comes with a background in staging, feng shui, and jewelry design. We also have Claudia Pakes, and she comes with a experience in real estate, and this is Liz Corsi, and she already has a job in interior design, and she would like to continue learning about interior design and pursue a career in commercial design and residential design.
So I'm looking forward to see what rooms these ladies have put together. I think, Liz, you're the first room. Liz, thank you for joining our designer showcase.
My pleasure.
And where do you want to start with?
I would like to start with the rug. That is the foundation of any room.
That's music to my ears. I like that. So why did you pick this particular one?
I picked this particular rug because the size was great for the sectional that I was going to choose. I love the color. It's nice and soft. It's kind of that gray, has a little hint of blue to it. But really, mainly the size was most important, and then the color. Pattern's nice and simple.
It's very quiet. So next we're going to bring
this sectional. So I had a little bit of a beachy vibe. We are in Santa Barbara, so I thought that was most appropriate. I love this sectional for a few reasons. I love the white. I think it looks cool and fresh. This slipcover look is really nice. It's kind of transitional, has nice clean lines.
It's very beachy and very casual at the same time, and very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
We use angel hair for this. Angel hair is a new down.
Oh,
yeah, so
I love that.
That's a bit of an unusual coffee table.
You know, I think since this color palette is kind of soft, nothing too loud going on, I decided to do this coffee table because it has a really, really interesting top. I think this coffee table as well is a perfect size for a sectional this size.
How do you generally go by picking the coffee tables? How do you do that?
Honestly, anything that catches my eye that I like. Size, again, is very important. I think scale and proportion in a room really, really makes it. The foundation is key.
I like the colors, actually. Picks the color of the rug, picks the color of the sofa as well.
Yeah, and the finish, I think, is very beautiful, which we're also going to tie in with our console table that's coming on down. I think it's really great to have the console height be like if your pillows were up all the way, so it matches the same height, so it's not too big, not too tiny. A good idea is also to match the height to the back of the sectional as well. So we're going to bring our chairs in. I think a primary sort of seating is necessary for a living room or any kind of family room, but you also want to have a kind of an occasional chair. These chairs are absolutely gorgeous, so that is definitely a plus.
Chairs, yes.
I think it's kind of like a traditional, but with the color and the sheen is so contemporary. I love that.
And you have a garden stool. You can use you can use it as a seating as well.
So now we're going to have one of our side tables come in.
This Moroccan table weighs a ton. It's made of recycled cement.
It's so beautiful. I love that there's some kind of looks like shell particles.
It's shell particles.
Gives this room a little bit of glam because we're on the more beachy side, but we need a little bit of spunk to spice it up a little bit. And then we're going to have our other side table come in. And I think it's also very important in a room, like you see on this finish here, the coffee table finish, it all matches. And then we're going to bring in our table lamps.
Oh, these are my favorite ones. Yes, you must have very good taste. Beautiful.
Seems to be
nice.
something
Very
that I like.
nice.
Now we're going to go ahead and accessorize.
Wonderful.
I think it's very important to karate chop your pillows. Simple, and it looks nice and clean.
Now I made it a lot more cozy.
Perfect. I think it's really good idea to have flowers in a room, especially ones like these. They look so beautiful.
White orchids work everywhere you put them.
They do, and they're so elegant, and they just bring a sense of outdoors to the space, which is always very important.
This room came very beautiful.
Perfect. Thank you. We're going to put this guy over here, this guy here. So I'm just going to fix the coffee table a little bit. I'm going to move my accessories around. It's always really nice to play around. This is the most exciting part. You can always change them as well. I like this accessory too because it matches the lamps that we have. Kind of gives them some repetition in the room, which is really nice. These guys over here. All right, I think I like that.
Very organized.
Julia? More pillows would be awesome. Thank you. And I like these pillows. They're really textured, so it brings some warmth into the room, because we do have a cool palette going on. So it's nice to cozy it up a bit with nice warm textures, as well as these.
Those are very cute. Lots of buttons.
Lots of buttons. Again, adding texture to our space, so we're kind of layering everything.
Beautiful. So what else do we have?
And then I think that's it. We're gonna go to our corner to show how to lighten a little dead space with some darkness and a plant.
All right.
So I think it's very important when you have a corner like this or some sort of dead space to bring in a large mirror to illuminate the space. Kind of bring some reflection so it doesn't seem as awkward. I also love to put a plant in the corner of a room. I think a beautiful tree is something that really brings the outdoor inside. It gives you more of a cozy feel, and it really sets the tone to a room. I also chose this object. This is a good size scale for something like this. It brings some personality to the room, as well as is cohesive with our color palette we have going on.
You did a wonderful job. I love the mirror and the plant combination out there. Made it completely friendly and happy, and actually look how beautiful aesthetically it looks.
It's gorgeous.
I want to see what Laura has to say about it. So Laura, what do you think about Liz's design?
Isn't it very appropriate to our area?
I think it's perfectly made.
And it's very comfortable. One of the things that I really like about it is the repetition. She used repetition in the shapes, in the colors, and repetition is a very important design concept. So it's very well done.
Stay tuned. There is more Design Santa Barbara coming after the break. Next up in our designer showcase, we have Miss Claudia Pakes. So where do we start, Miss?
Thank you, Michael. Well, we're going to start first with our ancient gates that we have already in the space. When I saw these, I immediately thought French colonial. So that's going to be the theme for our space here. Also, we have the chandelier already in place. It has a very nice contrast of light and dark, which is going to really bring the whole space together as we move along. You'll see.
You picked actually two beautiful items. One of my favorite chandeliers is that one made of little pieces of stone. It's very beautiful. We're gonna start with the console, correct?
We're going to start with the console table. That is going to be placed in front of the doors. So we have a lot of nice, rich colors going on. Next is the rug. We're bringing this gorgeous ancient rug that has beautiful, rich blues and reds without being too overwhelming. It's a little bit of a subdued palette, but the richness is still there.
It is aesthetically, artistically, is an amazing piece.
And I hear it's about 100 years old, which makes it even more special.
It is. It's woven by a master weaver, and it's just most beautiful design. I'm glad you picked this. You have a discerning eye.
Michael, before we bring in the sofa, let's accessorize the console table. Brittany's bringing in this gorgeous orchid piece. She's already placed a beautiful ginger jar in the beautiful blues and whites that we think of when we think French colonial.
That's already looking very, very beautiful.
French colonial has that that slight Asian vibe to it. So these, when I saw them in your store, I just thought they were perfect.
These ginger jars are actually beautiful. So next we have the sectional, correct?
Yes, let's bring the sectional with the chaise. Now, this was one of the first pieces we selected. The simple contemporary style and the clean lines, I thought would be just a great piece to go with any style. It's easy to change it up. It's, you can just play around with this. It's neutral in colors, so it allows us to bring in, pretty much anything that we want.
It's a very timeless look.
Definitely. Next, we're bringing in the coffee table.
Coffee table. That coffee table is actually very, very beautiful. How did you pick that?
Well, to me, the first thing I thought of was how it matched really well with the chandelier. It kind of has the same, contrast going on. Up close, it has beautiful shells, and the contrast with the dark metal, mimicked this. So to me, that was just kind of like a match made in heaven.
It's beautiful.
Let's bring in the side chairs. We have these two beautiful cane chairs with a little bit of a French Louis XVI detailing on the legs to bring in that French colonial feel. Next, we are bringing in a side table that will go in between those chairs. Next we have the side tables coming in. They are going on either side of the sofa. It has that very delicate spindle leg that, you know, is very, very Frenchy, very colonial, very
Details.
Asian also.
Yes, they're beautiful. Top of that, you had some accessories.
Let's accessorize. Always the fun part.
Thank you.
Now Brittany and Heather are going to bring in some pillows to bring in some more of the richness of the blues and more color into the room. Okay, a few more accessories. Let's accessorize the coffee table. Brittany's bringing in this gorgeous ancient Buddha. Heather's bringing in a beautiful tray that we have just done a little trio of just little interesting things. I always like to design in odd numbers. She plays these beautiful, rich throw. I'm sure you have a history about
It's
it.
an antique African indigo cloth, basically.
Wow. A few more accessories for the side tables, and we will be done with this room.
All right, that looks beautiful. To me, you did a wonderful job. I'm excited to see what Laura has to say about it, but could not get any nicer. Claudia did a wonderful job here.
She sure did.
I have to congratulate you actually as a teacher, and it seems like she has an amazing taste, but she pulled this thing together with the history.
I have excellent students in my program. Very impressed with all of them. But what makes this room so successful is the variety of textures. You notice the texture in the two chairs, that's rough texture in the chandelier, but then she balances it with the smooth surface of these ginger jars. So it all comes together beautifully, and it's not boring at all because it is so much diversity in the room, which makes it very successful.
She brought beautiful styles together.
Yes,
and
she sure did.
to me, it looks just wonderful.
Yes.
Coming up next on Design Santa Barbara. Next up in our designer showcase, we have Miss Linda Selvage, and she's gonna do a little bit more ethnic look.
Actually, I'm going to call it Old World Rustic meets Modern.
Oh, that's wonderful. So where do we start?
We're going to start with the rug, I think. I fell in love with this rug. It has a tribal influence.
It actually is a tribal rug.
Yeah,
It
well,
is a Bakhtiari, comes
yes.
from southwest Iran, and this was made for the entrance of somebody important. It's long and narrow. They call it gallery rug because it used to be in the galleries.
very interesting.
Beautiful.
And I fell in love with it, and I needed to work around this rug. And luckily, the backdrop here was perfect. And the chandelier, lovely, and it's perfect for this. Yes.
So next up we have,
Next, we have a sofa, and I love, love, love this sofa. It has a great texture. The undertones of the color in it work really well with the rug.
so now we have the sofa in place.
We have the sofa.
We have the console, I guess, right?
The console, yes, and I wanted something really organic and rustic. And when I found this, I was very excited. So we're going to bring this piece right
This piece
over
actually was made in California. It's made of old wood.
here. Okay, so next we have this awesome Vasily chair. And this is where we're bringing in a little bit modern, kind of shake things up a little bit, make it more fun.
It's a mid-century modern.
It is, and I just have always loved this chair. It doesn't need a pillow or anything. It stands on its own. It's very important. The next thing we're going to bring in is the coffee table. And I thought this was perfect because it complements the Vasily chair. It doesn't, no pun intended, it doesn't outshine anything else, but it brings in a softer, a little more feminine oval shape to the room. Really grounds it too. You can still see the rug.
It's a very interesting thing. You picked something that looks like 200 years old with something that looks very, very modern.
Yeah,
And still they look very good together.
Yeah, just we're going for a little edgy look, I guess.
All right,
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Okay, next we have a map.
Piece of art. This is, an old world map. I believe it
Yeah,
looks
it
like
is.
Italy, yes.
And then we have a modern lamp.
Next, this modern lamp is going to go right over here on the side of the sofa. Just back a little bit, that's perfect. We needed some light in this area, and I looked and looked, and when I found these lamps, I was so excited. I think they're the perfect complement to this piece.
And these are actually also Californians. We support local artisans, and they make it in California out of
Really?
driftwood. Yes.
Really, I love them. They bring in that rustic, kind of organic feel to it. And we have a table lamp that complements it. To bring up a little bit of the height, so it's a little more balanced, we're going to set it on a couple of books. So we have old books here.
Well, that's wonderful. I learned something today.
The next item, we just wanted something a little translucent, interesting. We have these beautiful glass jugs. They have a little bit of a blue hue with some twigs and bring in a little bit of rustic. The next item we have is we found a little black table. I love this. It brings in a rounder shape. We've got a lot of rectangles going on. It's a little
And your
softer.
twig goes there again.
The twigs follows with the lamps and the twigs here.
All right.
And then we have some accessories. We're going to bring in a little bit of shine to bring some of the shine from the table over to our small table.
Excellent.
We wanted to bring out there are some beautiful colors in the rug that aren't quite as noticeable. So we wanted to reflect some of the colors and bring them up here. And also bring some of the metal, a little bit of the shine, so mixing that rustic with the more modern look. We're gonna set those on the table.
Beautiful.
A little bit of coral just to lighten it up a bit. And then a nice, airy succulent.
It looks like somebody has lived in here for many, many years.
I want to move in. I love it. The next piece is going to go right in the middle of the coffee table, and we have another succulent, and it sits on a colorful book. You kind of see it, but it just grounds the whole piece. And just a couple of fun pieces. We're going to follow through with the ivory tone and, kind of pop it out of the floor a little bit and bring a few more accessories.
We should mention these are fake corals, they're not real.
They look real.
I know, but we don't sell real ones. This is
yeah.
not
Yeah, that would-
environmentally friendly, so
Yes,
we sell
yes,
fake
yeah.
ones. And then you had some pillows, I suppose?
Yes, they're a little toned down. We don't want anything else competing with the rug. And then one fun pillow.
Which one that would be?
So happy. Fatima, yes, we found this that has the little mirrored.
The
So
little
we're-
mirrors. Yeah, those are wonderful. Yeah, they are.
It's perfect. It brings the shine from this and all the metal from the Wasili.
And you see the blue one you picked from the little vase.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then we have one more accessory. We've got this awesome horse.
That horse, actually, I don't know where you found it. That thing is 17th century and belongs to my collection. I saw this guy's handling. I go, whoa, where did they find that?
Really?
I put it away usually. Yes, that is a real treasure.
I was so excited. There's so many wonderful things here. It was really challenging to pick, but I had so much fun.
Well, that's wonderful.
Anything you want. We could easily change the look in this room.
It looks beautiful. You did a wonderful
Thank
job.
you.
And let's see what Laura has to say about this
Okay.
now. So Laura, what do you think about Linda's vignette?
Well, I would say that this is probably the most eclectic room that we have seen today, and yet it works very well because of certain things. It is rustic and it is organic, but everything works together. And
well.
this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that you can get a lot of disparate things that work together if you follow some of the rules of interior design, and she definitely has done that.
I want to thank you ladies, Liz, Claudia, and Linda, for taking part in our design showcase. You guys did a beautiful job. In the short time you had, you made amazing work. Again, thank you, Laura, for having your beautiful, talented, and actually you said they are the best students of City College, being here and represent City College. I'm very proud of that and looking forward to have you and your students again on another episode of Design Santa Barbara.
Thank you very much for your support of our program. We really appreciate it.
It's all my pleasure. Today on 411 we have Laura Welby, the Professor of Interior Design from Santa Barbara City College. A viewer is asking, how do I put variety of items together to make a pleasing room?
Well, that's a good question, because a lot of times the owners have a lot of different, or a great variety of things that they'd like to put together, but it's not coming together well. There are actually rules to putting together a variety of different objects to make for a pleasing room. And those rules would be what we call elements of design and principles of design. And that is taught in the Introduction to Interior Design classes at Santa Barbara City College. And certainly I would suggest that someone who is designing the interior of their home would hire an interior designer, hopefully one of my students, when they get out into the real world and are interior designers. But even if you wanted to learn how to do this yourself, you could by taking the ID 100 class, which starts in August, the Intro to Interior Design class, where we talk about all of the different principles of design and the elements of design. And you would learn how to be able to make for a pleasing room with a variety of different objects.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank
Looking forward
you.
to have you again.
Thank you very much.
You're doing a wonderful job in the Santa Barbara City College.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael.
That was today's 411. Please join us next week for another 411 and Design Santa Barbara.